Alright, you guys, it is moi. Good morning. I'm up anyway, and I am headed to grab some Starbies. So, I have a hair appointment today to lighten my blonde. It's too dark for me, so I've got to run by the house or by the farm and dump off all these pool noodles. And once I dump off all the pool noodles, then I have to go to my hair appointment. But I will tell you that last night I went home and I cuddled my dog and watched some YouTube, and then Jacob texted me, and basically after all of that drama last night, the husband of the daughter texted Jacob and was like, look, I'm really sorry about all of this. Didn't text me. Nobody apologized to me. But was like, I'm really sorry about all of this, and in the morning I'll just get you our wiring instructions. They said they really think that it's only fair after all of this for me to just keep the other two horses. Let me just read what it says. Let me just read what all it says. Hey, I just want you to know that I apologize for all of this. Please understand that I had been out of town. I just feel that it would be best if you can just wire the $8,500. If the check comes, we will keep you posted. Please keep the other two horses for room and board and everything that y'all have done for us. We really appreciate it. Star party, you guys. I don't know, because his daughter blocked me. Like, here's how you know somebody's fucking wrong. When they make a post about you and they will not let you respond to it. See, there's a group on Facebook full of women that don't like me, which is fine. I don't fucking like them either. I think they're weak ass jealous bitches. And jealousy is a weak disease. Like, it is such a weak disease. Like, if you need to sit online and virtue signal about how decent you are and like how you could do a better job, you're just not my kind of person. Like, if any of that was the truth, you'd get off your fucking ass and do it. Like, don't sit online and tell somebody else how to do it. Like, do it yourself. So with that being said, my problem is that they block me, they block my staff, and because, you know, members of the staff that used to work for me that I no longer care for are in that group. So basically, they just blocked us. And I think that is how you know somebody is just completely lying. Because if you wanted resolution, you would address it with the only person that could do something about it, me. You wouldn't have a group on Facebook where I couldn't partake and you were discussing me. Like, let's be really honest. Like, if his daughter really honestly felt like she was right, she wouldn't have blocked me. Hi, I need like 6 donuts, probably all sprinkled. Do you have the white with sprinkle?
I have it too. Let me check in the bag.
Okay, and then I need donut holes too. So, you guys, please send stars to this star party. We're like almost there. So, the star party is like bigger than a star party in the past. Like, I can tell every couple days they get just a little bit bigger. Yes, so here is my problem. If you really just wanted resolution.
Wait.
Yes.
The white, I have 2 white.
2 white? Okay, well I'll take
4 white.
I'll take 4 white and then 2 of a different color. And then I need donut holes, the white with the sprinkled donut holes. And I need a bottle of water and 3 kolaches. No, 4 kolaches. Yeah, 4 kolaches, 6 donuts, all with sprinkles, 4 white, donut holes, and a water. Thank you. I'm getting my entire staff breakfast. So, okay, you guys, yep, star party. We're at 3,500 stars. I wonder how many stars it's going to take today. 4,000 stars? 4,500 stars? Like, this star party was a lot. It's 4,000 stars now. There we go. Okay, well, I mean, I'm not mad at it. I think today, the star parties were supposed to end on the 3rd, so they must have allowed me, I need to log in and see, I must be eligible for a new bonus. So I will tell you guys a funny story, and I almost didn't even want to tell this story because I really genuinely felt like if I tell this story, it's just gonna make them realize like that they got their dig in or whatever. But so my Facebook is monetized, and somebody went through all of my videos and tried to claim intellectual property on all of my live videos. So what that means is that Facebook actually reached out to me, like an actual person reached out to me and was like, hi, so your commercial revenue for the month of December was like $16,000. And we are going to have to put a 30-day suspend on that while we look into this claim because somebody has claimed intellectual property on all of your like November and December videos. They did tell me though that once they figure out that the intellectual property has not been infringed, he said like so far we have been looking into this for like 2 weeks because they did it like over Christmas, like before Christmas break basically. He said that they needed to look into it, and Jacob was like, do not mention this on live because it just kind of gives those people like ammunition to like kind of know that something they did. Well, I just want you to know, like, okay, how much? I need a water too. I'm sorry?
$15.90.
Thank you.
The
I'm sorry? Yep. Do you have a tip jar? Do you have for tips? Just keep the rest for your tip this morning. Like a tip? A tip? Do you have a tip jar?
Yeah.
Okay, put the rest in your tip jar. Thank you. Have a good morning.
You too, thank you.
She's always so kind. Like, if everybody would just be as kind as the little Vietnamese girl at the Vietnamese donut shop, life would be better. She is always so kind. Like, I wanted white sprinkle donuts. She knows this. So she was like, hold on. I kept you some in the back. Let me make sure they're still there. Like, thank you. Thank you for like realizing that a couple days a week I'm going to come through. And she was like, let me check and make sure they're there. Yes, they were. Anyway, so this is what Facebook tells me. They tell me that once they have to go through like a 30-day investigation. And he was like, for 2 weeks we've investigated. So I have so many videos is what's taking so long. Somebody went through and spent hours. I mean, it wasn't like a 5-minute job. Somebody legitimately spent hours. Probably, I mean, genuinely, they probably sent in 500 claims. And last night I sat down and was thinking about it. I actually got a video taken down that Raleigh link posted not only on YouTube but also on Facebook because she actually used my live videos. So I got infringement rights. Like, so her YouTube video we settled, and I get a partial monetization of every view on that video because I proved that it was my content. So she not only has an infringement strike, either she could disable the video and get nothing, or she could agree that like I'm entitled to a certain percentage of her monetization. Now, the reason that I was able to achieve that is because I could prove where the original video came from, that it was my likeness. I mean, Facebook and YouTube made me turn in my driver's license. They made me turn in like a utility bill. Like, I didn't just get to go on and do this. So whoever has done this, they do get to tell me at the end of their investigation if it is found to be like not legitimate, who did it. And if it's that girl like just trying to get even with me, it's no problem. Like, I can actually take her to court. But so far they've gone through 300 videos of mine and not found one copyright infringement because all of my videos are live, which means they're live. I'm the person in them. And so I just want you to know that if you're dumb enough to sit down and do this, like to sit down and spend hours to do this, like when the investigation is over, they will allow me to know who did it so that my legal team can take recourse against that person for basically false accusations. but it's going to take a minute. So Facebook is withholding $16,000 worth of commercial revenue made within a certain period of time on all of those videos. If she uses other people's content, they can get her demonetized, or even better, they can actually get paid for the content that she put out for the amount of time. Like, since she used so many snippets of me in that video, I was entitled to 20% of her revenue for that video. Facebook just took it down. Facebook doesn't play. Facebook literally just took the video down, but it only took a couple of days because they found it to be guilty. Like, it was one video, they found it to be guilty, they took it down. Well, somebody sat down and did like 500 of my videos. So as they're going through my videos, they have so far gone through 300 videos, not found a single like copyright infringement. And things like this are why Facebook do not have like a phone number. Can you imagine how many people would sit down and just do petty things? Like, the guy at YouTube was like, yeah, we get about 100,000 of these a week, like infringement strikes or whatever. Can you imagine? Like, so basically what YouTube said was, we have to have like a whole team for this. Well, Facebook doesn't. Anyway, long story short, it was just basically somebody went through and went to like the copyright and then like claimed copyright infringement and said that like I was using their intellectual property on like a ton of videos, which, here's what's even funnier about all of this. If at the end of this, it's found that that's not right, because so it's includes somebody's monetization. Like, it's one thing to be like, oh, this person's doing this or that, and you can report anonymously, but you cannot report copyright strikes or intellectual property strikes anonymously. So because you have to prove it's your intellectual property, or you have to prove that it's your whatever, at the end of it, the person that you have, so the person that you've tried to like take money out of their pocket can actually be released, the name of the person who did this. So anyway, Facebook gives you like Facebook legal teams, and I've already reached out to a couple of them, and I've reached out to one legal team this morning that Facebook has like on their legal recourse status to start to, one of them was in Great Britain. So I reached out to him this morning. And of course the hours are different, and I did receive an email back really quickly from, I guess, like his receptionist, and yeah, I'm in really bad service, so we can either just be patient through the freezing up or just not watch. Those are the two options. I mean, I'm just in between my house and the farm, and there's basically no service through that area. Now, the attorney in Great Britain's receptionist messaged me back and asked for links to the exposed group and like those groups, because one of the people that they can track the IP address on, who was directly responsible for them, is from the UK, and a private investigator like already got her address. We know where her kid goes to school. Like, some private investigators over there are like thorough. So anyway, I turned all of that over this morning to like that legal team, because I don't know, I think it would be kind of funny to go after her. I don't think it's okay for somebody in another country to feel like they don't have to play fair because they don't live in the same country as you, so you don't have any legal recourse against them. The difference is that we live in a modern time to where you can reach out to somebody about legal action, no problem. Like, I shot an email over and received an email back just requesting like a little bit more information, like copies of the groups, also the private investigator's number who found her address, and they were like, okay, thank you so much, so like there will just be a fee that you need to pay. And I'm like, that's no problem, like if you'll just let me know in US dollars. And she was like, that's no problem, and then I can just actually PayPal it over, and they'll send me some she said that they would send me some documents more than likely to like their next day. So There's a little bit of a time difference, so that'll play factor in like how quickly that happens. But I don't think somebody should get to sit in another country and be like, well, you know what, I'm in the UK, so I don't have to like be honest. I can lie, and I can allow people to lie, and I can make this group because there's nothing you can do about me because I'm not in the US. Well, actually, Janine, that's not true. So I just feel like for somebody that has like a son with a disability, like autistic, and like I only know this because of the private investigator. Like I just paid a private investigator to get her home address, and he actually followed her and like followed where her son went to school. And I actually told him at that point, like, I'm not trying to like scare her. I don't want to follow her and make her afraid. Like I've been followed. It's like not a good feeling. I just like wanted to know where she lived. Like, could you not look it up in the phone book? And he was like, well, I just wanted to be thorough. And I was like, well, that's fair enough. And he's like, because if you do seek legal action and she needs to like, you know, have some paperwork served to her, they can actually do it like at her son's, like they can do it anywhere in public, basically. And you know, last night as I sat on my meditation mat, there were a lot of things that I thought, like, one, do I really care enough about these stupid people to like spend my hard-earned money and to spend time like tracking down where they live? Like, am I really so bitter and so petty at this point that I want them to serve her with legal papers like at her autistic son's school? Like, isn't it punishment enough to have a kid with a disability? You know, like, not that that's a punishment, but like, we love our children, and no matter how much we want to be like, I am okay with my kid. Like, I can tell you Tinley went to physical therapy for a year and occupational therapy for 1 year, and I would have loved her regardless, but like, it was gut-wrenching. Like, it was gut-wrenching. So, and I think the difference between me and other people is other people don't publicly say what they think. Like, other people don't publicly say like, hey, I'm in a really kind of like shit place right now, and my thoughts towards people are really ugly. Like, I want to do ugly things to the people that have done ugly things to me because I didn't deserve what they're doing to me. I don't deserve to be accused of starving horses. That's never happened. I do not deserve to be accused of killing horses because that's never happened. Like, sending horses to slaughter to me is a legal business that my husband has partaked in his entire life. And, sending a horse legally to slaughter is like not murdering someone's horse. Like, that's not. And I will also tell you that the staff members that worked at my facility that got fired and are super, 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 super jaded over it need to move on. Like, I still speak with Charlie all the time. Charlie no longer works for me. That's still my friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jordan no longer works for us. He went and he married the girl from Elkhart, and like, they have their own life. And yes, like, the mom still like mentioned us in a video, and like, she doesn't need to. She needs to go the fuck on. But let's fast forward. Like, people that have a life don't continuously dwell on their past. And like, if you used to work for me and you don't